A very good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News tonight on this 19th day of December 2024. Before we get into the news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories this evening.
Brought to you by
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy. Bible Corner.
And in our top stories tonight, His Excellency Museveni advises leaders in Bugisu against introduction of school charges. The President directs Bamasaba to vacate the mountains. Prime Minister Nabanja urges diaspora community to invest home. And retired Archbishop Luke Orombi applauds Parliament for passing the bill against homosexuality. Good evening once again. President Museveni has reiterated the importance of advocating for free education in all public schools, highlighting that the continuous introduction of charges has led to many learners being pushed out of school. These learners, he noted, are later rescued by the presidential zonal skilling centers, though at a higher cost. Museveni made these remarks during a public gathering in Mbale City this Thursday as part of his wealth creation visit to the Bugisu sub-region, where he called for collective support towards free education.
Mbale City was lit by yellow as Bugisu sub-region graced the third day of the presidential wealth creation visit. This was chaired by ministers led by Chief Whip Dennis Hamson Obua, Barambarugahara Atenyi, Evelyn Anite, among others. The procession through Mbale City to Malunko grounds was an exciting one as the sub-region gathered for the day's business. A few minutes past 2 p.m. of Thursday 19th December 2024, the gathering was joined by the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. His arrival was followed by the anthems and prayers.
We ask you to bless our president.
The plan is to get your people out of poverty. And this is not a new message. You have been on course. Even in 1995, you traversed the whole country to wake your people out of poverty.
For others, including the Vice President of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo addressed the gathering before inviting the President.
And all the SEC members present, Your Royal Highness, Kumukuka.
Museveni still talks ill about those suffocating government programs aimed at uplifting the country.
We introduced Bonaba Some, education for all. It was not well implemented. We have put money there, but people are still charging money from students. And that's why many children are dropping out of school. But you support my line so that the head teachers and the Parents Association stop collecting money from children, from students.
He emphasizes that the continued introduction of charges in government schools has kept many learners away from the education centers, only to be saved by the zonal presidential skilling hubs.
This is because the children are coming from far. I need to accommodate them and feed them and lodge them and all that. In the UPE, the schools were supposed to be day. You go from home, study, go back, so that there is no cost of boarding, no cost of eating, no cost of sleeping and all that. So it is really a big mistake to fail to implement UPE. All those children you see there, whom I am picking up under skilling centers, had dropped out of, and all of them had dropped out of school because of the school fees. So therefore, you talk with your leaders and we solve the problem of free education in government schools so that the children study free without cost.
To those who have been fitted from the PDM funds, yet they don't qualify, Museveni orders them to refund the money immediately.
I have discovered that there are people who are not qualified for PDM, who are the Bagaga, civil servants. The ones who are not supposed to get money but to get it should pay it back. Should pay it back immediately.
Museveni further discourages the continued sheltering of communities in rescue areas such as mountains.
God did not plan for people to stay in the steep areas. He wanted it to be for another purpose, for forest, for water, for other work, not for human settlement. So we told you long ago that this is very dangerous, but some politicians were playing around with it. Now we have seen how many people we have lost. In Namezi, I went there. Now Bulambuli.
However, on a humanitarian note, he promises to aid the relocation process.
But I'm glad people now, after seeing people who died, they now want to run away, to move away. And we are going to provide all the money to help you get away.
Movement.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Now, leaders from Bugisu sub-region have been told to desist from political bickering in order for government programs to succeed. Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, insists on political unity as a basis for effective service delivery. This was in Mbale shortly after the president addressed a public rally in Maluku, where Captain Mike Mukula called for cooperation in implementing government programs.
This was the mood at Maluku grounds in Mbale as leaders prepared to receive the president at a public rally. They gathered in their hundreds of numbers at various levels, filled with anxiety. But behind the anxiety lay an invisible weevil of political bickering.
The political temperatures are beginning to rise, given that next year is 2025, when we shall be having elections for party structures, as well as electing flag bearers for different positions to prepare for 2026, when we shall have general elections.
This, unfortunately, affects the effective implementation of government programs.
We are focusing on the implementation of the manifesto. Our priority now is ensuring that programs like PDM, Emyoga, and other wealth creation interventions become successful. So people should not go into cheap politicking and bickering.
The big picture, which has been captured by PDM, should not be undermined by political bickering. It should also not be undermined by corruption of those people who are trying to take away part of the money.
These concerns coming at a time the president is traversing the country to spread the gospel of wealth creation. This requires leaders to be united.
The youth leaders must now actively go in the field and inform people, parish per parish, village per village, probably even household by household. We need the youth severely involved or seriously involved in the action of appreciating government programs.
I think the narrative here is that we are going to come together, crystallize, whether it is on a political or ideological divide. What we need to do is grow the economies of our people, household incomes, and this will be a mass effect.
As for the parish development model, whose progress the president has been assessing in eastern Uganda, it is so far so good.
What I can tell those who got it erroneously, that please, now that the president has sounded a warning, whoever took the money and yet was not supposed to be given, please take care.
So it has been a very interactive session, and we encourage that as the president moves to other regions, those in those regions should also make sure they prepare effectively.
The president's gospel of wealth creation continues with focus being on the PDM and the 4-acre model. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, has encouraged Ugandans in diaspora to invest more of their money into Uganda. The Premier, who is also Kakumiro Women Member of Parliament, says the country is now peaceful with all favourable environments to invest. Nabanja was today addressing Ugandans living abroad who are currently in Uganda for the festive season.
Every end of the year, some Ugandans living abroad return to join their families in celebrating Christmas and the New Year. A survey conducted by the Ministry of Finance in 2023 indicates that Ugandans in diaspora remit over 1.4 billion US dollars.
The diaspora in such a sector, which plays an important role through its continuing increase of remittances, which have boosted our economy as well as contribute to building our social web.
While addressing Ugandans in diaspora in Kampala, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, urged them to invest more of their money into Uganda.
We are told you invest here more than what you invest in other parts of the world. Please invest more. Muyongere kuleta wano sente. I appreciate the contribution once again to the development of our country through your remittances, foreign direct investment, trade promotion, and more.
The Premier says the President has created a favorable environment that allows them to invest safely.
There is peace and stability across the country. And to me, this is fundamental because without peace and stability, individuals, families, and companies cannot produce goods.
She highlighted the developments the country has made over the years that have made Uganda a favorable tourist destination.
We have done major projects across the country. Major projects. Those of you who have been coming here regularly, you know that Uganda is connected on tarmac roads from north to south, east to west. We are currently undertaking the standard gauge railway. We are going to connect Uganda to Kenya. And we have also signed the contract with the contractor. 68% of Ugandans were poor people. That has reduced to 33 as I speak now.
However, Ugandans diaspora are not happy about some government officials whenever they want to seek government services.
But what I've realized, Right Honorable, that if we are going abroad, like if I'm inviting these agencies to go abroad and participate in workshops abroad, my Right Honorable, they look for me. Even those whom I don't want, they look for me. They even add on people that unnecessarily I don't need. The big people who want to attend the workshops. When they get abroad, it is so hard to bring them from their rooms to come and address the diaspora.
Well, dual citizen. Or citizen you.
The Prime Minister handed over a certificate of dual citizenship that guarantees a Ugandan citizenship to another country.
Okufuna obutuuze eyo gye muli ewalala. Eyo yonna byonna bitukoleddwa NRM government.
Meanwhile, the UN resident coordinator in Uganda, Renard Zulu, today paid a courtesy call to the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, at our offices in Kampala.
I reiterate government's commitment fostering partnership with the United Nations in Uganda that drives socio-economic transformation.
Zulu pledged the UN commitment towards the support of refugees in Uganda, among other development needs of Ugandans.
That it's my intention to strengthen humanitarian response and support to government. I'm from a humanitarian background.
The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, has urged members of Parliament to critically scrutinize the ongoing marriage bill, expressing concerns over certain sections that he believes do not align with the values of the bill. Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu made these remarks while delivering his Christmas message to Ugandans at a press conference held at the Provincial Secretariat in Namirembe.
Recently, the marriage bill was presented to Parliament by the Tararoman Member of Parliament, Salo Pendi. Among the key provisions of the bill is a section addressing the issue of separation of couples. Although the bill is still under review in Parliament, Archbishop Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu emphasized the need for further examination of some sections to prevent potential future issues.
We also engaged with the Parliament on the marriage bill 2024. and the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development on the status of gender-based violence in Uganda. We just pray that the proposed marriage bill 2024 will not really spoil the family values. There are certain things that should be revisited and we advised.
In his Christmas message, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu urged Ugandans to avoid acts of domestic violence. He also called upon parents to take full responsibility of their children during the holidays and to be mindful of their social media usage.
Those using social media, I urge you to use it respectfully and meaningfully. Some people have made it a habit to abuse others on social media. I urge you all to take care of your children, especially now that they are on holiday. Don't just allow your children to watch TV all the time. Engage them, keep them busy, keep them some values they need to embrace.
As the festive season brings excitement, it has also led to an increase in road accidents, resulting in loss of lives and injuries. Archbishop Kazimba urged those responsible for transport to exercise caution in their driving.
I call upon security forces to use godly and human means while enforcing the law. There are several cases of brutality from security personnel during arrests and enforcement of the law. I call for dialogue, I call for peace, I call for discussion. Let us be disciplined and seek guidance and counseling when we feel challenged.
The Archbishop also emphasized the importance of being security conscious and avoiding unnecessary spending during the festive season.
So you have enough to pay school fees in January. Christmas is not a season for eating as if you have never eaten. I also want to alert all students, parents, and teachers about the dangers of individuals trying to lure children into homosexuality. I urge the government to set up a simple system whereby children can report these individuals to the relevant authorities for investigation and action.
Canon Dr. Ruth Nankabira, the Church of Uganda's Public Relations Officer, who also attended the press conference, encouraged Ugandans to make use of government projects aimed at improving livelihoods.
I just want to use this opportunity to call upon all of you to take on the opportunities that government has brought that can create jobs. Don't minimize, don't look down upon any chance that has come. When you work, we know that we shall maintain church. Church has a lot of responsibilities where we have to participate, all of us.
During the press conference, Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu also reviewed the Church of Uganda theme for 2025, which is inspired from Galatians, of imitating the goodness of God. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
The IGAD Center of Excellence for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism has unveiled a groundbreaking checklist for media practitioners in its 9 member states, including Djibouti, Uganda, Kenya, and Ethiopia. Launched at the Pride in Paradise Convention Center in Mombasa City, Kenya, the checklist is designed to enhance responsible reporting on violent extremism across mainstream, alternative, and online platforms. IGAD Executive Director Dr. Wokne Gebeyehu hailed Norway's support for this initiative, emphasizing its pivotal role in guiding media professionals to foster peace and reduce extremism through impactful storytelling. We have more.
The IGAD Center of Excellence for Preventing and Countering Violent Extremism, with support from the government of Norway, has launched a transformative 10-point checklist for media practitioners in East and the Horn of Africa member countries. It aims to promote ethical and unbiased reporting on violent extremism while addressing challenges such as amplifying extremist narratives and spreading propaganda.
We felt that we needed a checklist that guides us, that offers us a proper guideline. How do we report these cases? How do we go about them? So that checklist, with its number of issues, is meant to help us in that aspect.
The checklist, unveiled at the Pride in Paradise Convention Center in Mombasa, Kenya, was presided over by IGAD's Executive Director.
Our community needs the service of the media. Our voices should be not only the negative voice that prevail, also the positive voices that reach out to the community. We have a lot of things that bring us together. So, as regional organization, we feel that there are a lot of things are coming that separate us.
Dr. Simon Nyambura, director of the center, emphasized that the checklist will guide journalists in balancing accurate reporting with the responsibility of preventing harmful narratives.
As we do this, is that we are also guided by the need to inform, educate the public. But as we do that responsibly and ensure that we continue helping our people to know and be guided by those principles of free expression and freedom of the media.
The Center Deputy Director and Head of Capacity Building, Mohammed Ibrahim Humed, noted that it respects the unique cultural, social and political contexts of IGAD member states, fostering constructive narratives for peace.
We came up with a checklist, what they should do and not do, like looking at no harm, it should be gender sensitive, the language that they're using also in those kind of things. We felt that it is important that media understand the way they cover violent extremism. Some give space to extremists and terrorists without unknowingly.
Head of Strategic Communications, Dr. Martha Njiri, added that the checklist emphasizes sensitivity to victims and vulnerable communities, encouraging journalists to uphold ethical standards.
It is a comprehensive checklist that is going to be used by all the media practitioners who report on violent extremism and terrorism-related incidences and who are passionate in advancing the peace and security agenda in the IGAD region and beyond.
Drafted by Dr. James Orange of the University of Nairobi, the initiative builds on regional media trainings held in Djibouti in 2022 and 2023, focusing on gender-sensitive reporting and best practices in covering violent extremism. This milestone underscores IGAD's commitment to empowering media professionals as vital partners in the fight against violent extremism.
The famous Italian investor Enrico Pinetti has revealed that the construction of the controversial International Specialized Hospital of Uganda at Lubowa is at 46%. The project has since 2015 faced a huge criticism from after the stakeholders failed on several occasions to provide its accountability. Now this week, the MPs sitting on the Parliamentary Committee on National Economy visited the site accompanied by the Minister of Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng. Pineti, however, declined to provide the documents of the project as requested by some of the MPs.
After several occasions of locking horns, the Italian investor Enrica Pineti finally allowed a section of members of parliament to visit the ongoing construction works of the International Specialized Hospital of Uganda at Lubowa. The US $379.71 million project aims at cutting health costs, especially treating government officials abroad. But Parliament has since questioned the project, including the due diligence, citing that the project is done in secrecy. Pineti led the visitors to tour the progress of the project, citing that it is at 46% complete.
The entire process of application and scooping out the beneficiaries, going for training, on whose cost is it? Is it a government initiative? Is it a contractor's initiative? How should the public be informed openly, transparently about the ongoing, so that everybody can benefit equally on an equal opportunity?
The recruitment itself cannot take place until the hospital is ready, but they are selecting the potential. If you remember what he used, he said the potential. They are selecting, they are sieving through the people who may be potential people to be recruited.
The Minister for Health, Ruth Acheng, was also in attendance.
And then the initial end date for construction was supposed to be September 2021. Many of you will recall that COVID came in 2020, and so we had challenges. And there were many extension dates due to unforeseen circumstances. So our new end date is June 2026.
The MPs sitting on the Committee of National Economy requested for the legal documents of the project, but in vain.
A contract. No one, now you are telling us about the MOU. There is something in the MOU, now you can see how you are dealing with recruitment. With the way you're saying it would be good, but we still don't believe you. We think what they have presented to us is the right thing they are doing, or what they are going to do. So our concern is the secrecy.
It is not certain whether the visit will calm the force between government and the MPs over the financing of this project. In financial year 2022-2023, the Auditor General questioned the completion certificate which was issued by the project engineers, yet the progress of the project was wanting. Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Henry Musasizi, has presented the National Budget Framework paper for financial year 2025-2026, maintaining the theme, focusing on full monetization of the economy through commercial agriculture, industrialization, expanding and broadening services, digital transformation, and market access.
That this National Budget Framework paper has been prepared in consistence with the National Development Plan 4, which we want to lay shortly.
Minister Musasizi reveals how the economy has fully recovered, with the inflation contained at 2.9% and with high optimism of boosting the business environment.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in line with the 10-fold growth strategy, the 4th National Development Plan and the NRM Manifesto, and the guidance by His Excellency the President, the financial year 2025-6 budget will continue to prioritize the following economic fundamentals. One is the peace and security, roads, railways, electricity.
Mr. Speaker,
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return with more stories after these messages.
Winning requires muscles tougher than concrete. But when you shop with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! You have finished shopping and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.nt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mold Technologies, your professional research firm.
Welcome back from that break. Now in more news this evening, the Buganda clan heads have commended President Museveni for offering them land where to build their head offices. Mvuma clan head Chadondo Kasirye Mpuga Eramula appreciated President Museveni for his leadership that allows everyone to exercise his cultural beliefs. Now this was during the launch of their SACCO, Abataka Mutindo SACCO, and the Busolia Education Fund to support Bazukulu of low-income earners to pursue their studies.
We are here today to launch a Bataka Education Fund. That organization is going to oversee how we solicit assistance for vulnerable children who are not able to stay in school, or those ones whom we think that they are critical in one way or another, cultural or social, that they don't have the ability to further education. We are extremely appreciative to the President. He accepted to purchase this land for us, and we are now in plan to ensure that we develop the land. You can see the small administration house we are putting up, but we have, when we talked with the Excellency, we have plans to construct a bigger office block, a commercial house, to really put the Bataka in their right position.
Today, as Best Standard National and Primary School Katoke campus, we have also played a very important role to be part of the pioneers who have launched a circle of Bataka group, and also the Education Foundation Fund of the clan heads. We as Best Standard want to move in the same core values as it is being propelled by the clan heads of nurturing and molding these young children so that we can get a brighter and a flourishing country.
Now, over 25,000 residents of Mombi and neighboring villages in Chakende, Chiriandongo district are living in fear of eviction following disputes with the family of the late Brigadier General Sabuni and alleged land grabbers. Now, the residents who have lived on the land for decades expressed their concerns during a meeting attended by State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, State Minister for Youth, Balam Barugahara, and other government officials.
Over 25,000 residents of Mombi and neighboring villages in Chakende, Chiriandongo district are living in fear of eviction due to disputes with the family of the late Brigadier General Sabuni and alleged land grabbers. The meeting was attended by Resident District Commissioner Jonathan Atweteireho, State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, State Minister for Youth, Balam Barugahara, Senior Presidential Assistant on General Duties, Fiona Warunji, and other land officials. Residents urged government intervention to prevent displacement from the villages of Mombi, Chakende, Chigaya, Chijuni, and Karagalia, where over 15,000 homes are at risk, affecting more than 25,000 people.
The land in question was occupied notoriously, openly, unlimitedly, continuously, exclusively of control and consent of agreement from the so-called Sabuni family who are claiming the land.
Osaga Nelson, LC3 chairman of the affected area, highlighted the presence of unidentified armed individuals allegedly surveying the land.
Security, I've been witnessing a lot of insecurity in my sub-county. There's an insecurity regarding this land is in a sense that the people are living in a state of fear. And securing your future, my people in Mombi cannot secure their future without securing the land.
Kamal Sabuni, son of the late General Sabuni, responded by stating that his family had no intention of evicting residents, claiming that the late general had obtained a lease for the land in 1983.
Hata MP kama anarudi, tunaenda kuongelesha na yeye kwa ajili sisi familia yetu hakuna vita, tunataka tu.
State Minister for Youth, Balam Barugahara, urged the youth to remain calm and proposed that the land be shared peacefully with the Sabuni family.
Sabuni, on the two options. Option number one, telling Sabuni, you have how many acres? 600. We cannot give you 600. As Sabuni, you remain with 350. Let the community take 250 and sign the transfer form and the title. Give it to them at no fee, at no money.
State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, assured the residents that no evictions would take place, citing land laws to support his statement. He also directed the Deputy RDC to provide security to protect the community and announced the formation of a committee to address the ongoing land dispute.
They found engaging in evictions will be prosecuted according to the law. Compensation, he has nowhere to set because it is already occupied. He can't touch it. So we have decided that if there is any piece of land still free, then he will surrender the 8 years remaining. He surrender is back to the District Land Board. Then the District Land Board will allocate him a freehold title on that part which will be identified. 5,000 people, each one will get a title. That's what President Museveni doesn't want leases. He wants freehold, everybody.
Residents expressed their gratitude to Minister Mayanja and the President for their intervention, celebrating the government's assurances that they would not be displaced. Jamil Sekaja compiled this story for UBC.
Uganda is set to host the African Union Extraordinary Summit on the CADP agenda from the 9th to the 11th of January 2025 in Kampala. The Minister for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Frank Tumwebaze, who is also a member of the African Union Specialized Technical Committee on Agriculture, has emphasized that the summit will make landmark decisions that will shape Africa's agri-food systems transformation for the next decade.
The objective to intensify sustainable food production, agro-industrialization and trade, as well as to boost investment and financing from both the public and private sectors. Uganda is set to host this significant African Union Extraordinary Summit on the CAADP agenda. Minister Frank Tumwebaze describes the summit as a crucial opportunity to address challenges in the agriculture sector.
We shall be convening in January the African Union Extraordinary Heads of State Summit in Kampala. Uganda is proud to host this summit because it is going to be adopting the agricultural continental policy of Africa.
Frank Tumwebaze further noted that the summit will make landmark decisions that will drive Africa's agri-food systems transformation over the next decade.
Africa, when you work together, when you trade together, when you advise each other, you solve a lot of problems and you achieve progress faster. Coming together to design a policy that each country can go and domesticate back home is really giving meaning to African brotherhood and integration.
The Minister for Foreign Affairs, General J.J. Odong, has urged Ugandans to embrace this opportunity and showcase their role and commitment to the agriculture sector.
In this agenda, as you all know, agriculture is a very key pillar. Modern agriculture for increased productivity and production is one of the ways in which prosperity based on inclusive growth and sustainable development can be achieved on the African continent. Therefore, Uganda believes strongly that the comprehensive African Agriculture Development Program, the extraordinary summit we are going to hold, will go a long way in the realization of these goals and aspirations.
The summit, marking the adoption of the new 10 years CAADP strategy and action plan for 2026 to 2035, as well as the Kampala CAADP declaration, will take place from 9th to 11th January 2025 in Kampala. Jane Nyiramgisha report.
Thank you, Jen Nyiramgisha. Now, as the holiday season approaches, transport experts are urging motorists to inspect their vehicles before hitting the road. This warning follows a reported increase in accidents during the holidays, mainly caused by vehicles that have been inactive for extended periods.
According to the police, reckless driving, poor vehicle condition and irresponsible drivers are the primary causes of these accidents. Mechanics are advising motorists to bring their vehicles in for inspection, especially if they have been stored for a long time.
Before you get onto the road with this vehicle, go to your service guy, go to your garage, have the vehicle thoroughly checked, have the service done such that by the time you're getting onto the road, you are satisfied within yourself that you are driving a roadworthy vehicle that will be for the best of your own protection and all other
Kaira, a mechanic at Bakaira Motor Garage in Salama, Machindie, emphasized that vehicles that have been unused for a while can develop multiple problems, making them unsafe for the road. We reached out to tire shops to assess whether there has been an increase in purchases, but the turnout has still been low. They have advised motorists to pay closer attention to their tires before using their vehicle.
The business has been too low. I don't know whether people are so poor. I don't know. But the business, they are not usual as it used to happen in previous years.
Medi Sempija, a luxury car driver, criticized the laziness of some Ugandan motorists who fail to take their cars for inspection before using them. He emphasized that waiting for a vehicle to break down before taking it for inspection is wrong and has contributed to the increase in accidents during the holiday season. In light of this, every motorist is advised to have their vehicle inspected before use, and security forces are urged to keep a close eye on vehicles in poor condition. Joseph Muingo compiled this story for UBC.
Now it's that time of the year again when the streets of Kampala and many other cities are flooded with eager shoppers as the festive season sets in. Now with Christmas just around the corner, thousands are flocking the shopping centers and malls to grab last-minute gifts, decorations or holiday-related merchandise.
In Kampala, the shopping frenzy has reached an all-time crescendo, with people from all walks of life heading to the heart of the city in search of the perfect presents. From major malls to bustling street vendors, Kampala is alive with the spirit of the season. While the holiday shopping rush continues, many shoppers have noticed a slight increase in the prices this season. Despite the increase, Kampala continues to fill up with Christmas decorations, twinkling lights and festive displays, and shoppers are determined to make the most of the remaining days before Christmas.
Okay, the price is very little bit high, but we just negotiate. They give us what we want.
I will not say that people are not buying. They are buying, though they are not many. Yeah, they are slowly.
Every year, millions of people across the world come together to celebrate Christmas, a holiday that brings joy, warmth, and a sense of community to those who observe it. Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
As the festive season reaches its peak, people in Kampala City are in a rush to travel up country. However, some travelers who spoke to UBC expressed concern over the hike in transport fares, deeming the increase unfair. Now, bus companies, on the other hand, defended the fare hike, explaining that their buses are returning to the city with few passengers. We have the report.
People traveling out of Kampala can be attributed to the growing desire to bond with family during the festive season. At the Link bus terminal, the rush of passengers trying to book their seats was evident, even with the hiked prices.
I'm trying to inform the travelers to come with some amount, to double the amount they have been using.
By the time it approaches Christmas, people who are going to go when Christmas is approaching near, they even pay more than what we have paid today.
A communications manager at Link bus terminal explained the sudden increase in the bus fares, noting that during the December festive season, demand for up-country travel is high, while demand for the return journey is low.
Does the regulation put into account the fact that my bus is going to Fort Portal when it is full to capacity, but returning without anybody? Does the fuel price, for example, reduce as we are coming back? So maybe the regulations could be there, but we cannot handle this unless we put the price a little higher to be able to bring the buses. So you can see we only have 2 buses at the moment. This should be, I think, the week when we anticipate the highest turn-up. So what if we decided to keep a bus on stage for 2-3 hours in Fort Portal, waiting for it to fill up, then it comes here? Will be, filled to capacity. We cannot handle the number.
The security manager at Namaiba bus terminal highlighted their readiness to remain vigilant and ensure that customers travel safely.
We have some people which they are not in uniform. Those people, they are the ones rotating around in the bus park.
and we have a person who's in control room.
We're all secured. We have a public address system, so our people are getting information from time to time about what is happening. We're telling them about what to do and what not to do. So we are really, I think, good to go.
Unlike other bus terminals, the spokesperson for interstate bus operators mentioned that their fares have remained unchanged.
There's no need of increasing prices because these are our very customers who travel in January, February, so we have no need of increasing prices for them.
Notably, the increase in the number of travelers has led to the double or even triple the usual prices, coupled with limited vehicles as Christmas and the New Year approach. Cayenne Faith and Joel Vobia for UBC.
Now away from the festivities, in an effort to enhance education in the country, former students of Nabisunsa Girls School have initiated a development project aimed at uplifting the school's infrastructure. This project is expected to cost over 400 million Uganda shillings and is anticipated to be completed within 9 months. The event took place at Nabisunsa Girls School in Kampala.
Nabisunsa Girls School is one of the pioneer government schools for educating girls in Uganda. The school has produced many prominent leaders and professionals across various sectors. Despite its reputation and legacy, the current state of the school prompted its alumni to embark on this initiative to elevate its image by uplifting the school's infrastructure. The project was officially launched by former Minister Kabakumba Matsko. An alumnus of the school, Dr. Brenda Tibamwenda, chairperson of the organizing committee, encouraged current and former students as well as well-wishers to support the initiative.
I'm Dr. Brenda Tibamwenda, and I'm the chairperson, the EXCOM committee, and chairperson of the Gate Construction Committee. I call upon all the old girls to come and stand with all of us. We stand as one as we embark on this event of building the main entrance. It is a project that we took on as old girls, that the school asked us to take on. So we call upon all of you to come and join hands as we embark on this project for the betterment of our school.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The first ever symposium for the aged family in Uganda, attended by 17 non-governmental organizations that train caregivers and provide services to older persons, has been held in Kampala. The two-day symposium aimed to raise awareness among the public about the existence of these organizations dedicated to training caregivers for the elderly in Uganda.
Over 17 organizations from Uganda focused on training caregivers and providing services to the elderly participated in the two-day symposium to highlight their responsibilities. The event took place at the Sharing Hall in Kampala, where these organizations exhibited various items and tools used by elderly communities. The State Minister for Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, in a speech read on his behalf by the Commissioner for Private Schools, George William Mutekanga, commended the caregivers organizations for organizing the symposium and for their dedication to caring for the elderly.
We are saying, as the Minister of Education and Sports, first of all, we want to thank DIT for coming up with that training program, which is a certificate awarding program, where people who do this training can be helped in giving care for the elderly. We want to thank the training groups here, the various non-government organizations that have come together to identify this gap.
The Commissioner for Disability and the Elderly, Prosper Muhumuza Bionanebye, stated that the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has made significant strides in revising the national policy for older persons. He also promised the ministry's continued commitment to supporting caregivers and professionalizing their work.
We made commitments to ensure that the older persons don't age in pain. They age in dignity, they age decently, and their evening hours should be hours of joy, hours of happiness, hours where they are not regretting why they came on earth.
Some representatives of caregivers, led by the chairman of the elderly, Frederick Nyanzi, commended the government for its support and emphasized the importance of such symposiums for the elderly.
The symposium was mainly to train caregivers, to tell the public that this industry of caregiving exists in Uganda with the professional trained caregivers.
Presentations very informative. It was very much worth my time. Hopefully they can do it again next year.
We are going to train the families how to care for the old people.
kubanga tuyitiddemu ebintu bingi nga ebyaffe ebyabakazi n'okwejjanjaba byesobola okuzza mu bakadde bannaffe ate n'ekirala n'okumanya nti abantu abasobola okulabirira abakadde gye bali.
I'm Nafka Farida and Salam with Asbante.
Katika South constituency, NRM flag bearer Patricia Magara has urged voters in the constituency to avoid voting for fun, as this often leads to misrepresentation for 5 consecutive years. Patricia Magara made this appeal during a ceremony where motorcycles and pigs were given away for free by the Patricia Magara Task Force under the auspices of the Luwero NRM Youth Brigade. The event took place at Katiti Playground in Makulubita Sub-County, Luwero District.
Patricia Magara called on voters in Katikamu South constituency to send her to Parliament in 2026 for effective representation.
Munasobola brigade Makulubita mwebalire ddala okuwaayo byonna nange kyovolaba ntandikidde wano awamu mbagaliza ebirungi byerere mbagaliza ebyobugagga byerere mbagaliza buli kalungi konna nga kwensinziira okubasaba tinga bwe mbagaliza ebirungi byerere nange munjagalize Parliament.
The Luwero NRM Youth Brigade Chairman Lauryn Masika urged those who received the gifts at no cost to handle them with care and appreciation.
Kuwuliriza naye ng'omanyi ki ekigwanidde. Kangavu yeetaaga ki? Kagogo yeetaaga ki? Ensanvu yeetaaga ki? Ye muntu agenda okuweereza ate akusakire akuleetere nganze seetaaga kujja Makulubita ow'ensanvu health center yange ensanvu emmala nzijanjabwa. Kye tukola ki? Kye twetaaga.
Naduli Kaonao, on behalf of all motorcycle recipients, pledged to double his efforts in both the task force and NRM party work.
Pichipichi eno mbadde musajja musuubuzi naye ng'entambula zintawanya ejjanga kunnyambako mu janga egy'obusuubuzi ate n'egijja egy'okulambula gurawundi ye nga bw'atera okuntuma genda mu kuziika bw'atera okuntuma gendako mu nnyimbe gendako ku mbaga ate n'okulambula biki amazzi agaafa n'ebizibu ebiri mu ggombolola yaffe Makulubita.
Nancy Kojowan, representing the pig recipients, promised to take good care of the pigs, some of which are already quite heavy.
Tuli basanyufu nnyo olw'omubaka kyatukoledde bannange atuwadde embizzi tugenda kwekulaakulanya.
The 3 motorcycles and 11 pigs cost the Patricia Magara Task Force close to 20 million Uganda shillings.
Stakeholders in the agricultural sector of Uganda cite some gaps in the adoption of climate-smart agriculture practices in Uganda and are calling for the adoption of more science-based solutions that suit Uganda's contexts. These insights were shared at a climate-smart agriculture learning event hosted by SNV with attendance from government and other implementation partners.
Stakeholders of SNV's craft project have shared their experiences at this learning event, and it is evident that more science-based innovation efforts are required to spur total adoption of climate-smart agriculture practices.
We integrated the science with the implementation. We worked with Wageningen University, which is based in the Netherlands. We also worked with ICRA and Rabobank and plus Agritera, and of course SNV being the lead implementer.
In spite of some climate-smart agriculture methods, like the installation of watering systems being too expensive for most rural communities, Joseph Okey, a senior government extension coordinator, highlights the need to deepen agribusiness acumen.
I believe that the sector must be able to be competitive, sustainable, and profitable, meaning that whatever that is being produced in the sector must be able to compete in just not locally, but regionally and even globally.
Some of the craft project's beneficiaries voiced their views.
What we came up with was actually managing a sunflower value chain from time of production to the time of actually packaging it to the table. So that is one of the innovations we came up from, and craft helped us to manage the challenges within the value chain.
The Climate Resilient Agribusiness for Tomorrow project, implemented by SNV, the Netherlands Development Organization, is a significant initiative aimed at enhancing food security and agricultural resilience in East Africa, specifically in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, launched in 2018 and set to extend through 2025. Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC News in Kampala.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Prestige Driving School, with over 20 years of driving training experiences and with more than 40 branches across Uganda. Licensed by the Ministry of Works and Transport and the only ISO certified driving school in the country. Offers fresh learner driving training, advanced driver training, defensive driving, and more. Enroll and become a professional driver. Prestige Driving School.
Affordable, professional, and safe.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Form Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Form Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back from that break, and now onto the business scene. MTN Foundation, in partnership with the Maendeleo Foundation and other key stakeholders, has officially launched the second edition of the Help Children Be Children campaign. This initiative, launched in Mukono, underscores MTN Uganda's unwavering commitment to safeguarding children in the digital space, creating awareness and promoting online safety.
So please confirm.
Building on the success of the first edition, which focused on raising awareness about child online safety and reporting mechanisms, the second edition takes these efforts further. It introduces enhanced educational tools and initiatives aimed at empowering parents, caregivers, educators and children with knowledge and skills needed to navigate the online world safely and responsibly.
This is a second edition. The first edition really focused on awareness and equipping the communities with different tools. So in this second edition, we are going to continue in our collaboration with Internet Watch Foundation ensuring that everyone has access to the portal where we can report any harmful content and be able to stop this from spreading.
The argument is that though the internet offers immense opportunities for learning and growth, it also poses risks, especially for children who are the biggest beneficiaries of this initiative that aims at exploring learning opportunities without fear.
Maendeleo works with schools where we teach students, teachers how to use computers, the internet. We also go to communities and sensitize people about how to use the internet and computers. And we also have young people that we teach how to use digital skills to start their own jobs or look for jobs.
This Help Children Be Children campaign continues to work with the Internet Watch Foundation to strengthen the Africa-wide online child safety portal, which is a critical resource for reporting instances of child sexual abuse material.
We have developed a mentality that our children need privacy. Yes, they need privacy, but privacy comes with trust. We are trusting our children to be their own parents, and that is wrong.
As part of this campaign, MTN Foundation is investing in state-of-the-art technology to proactively detect and prevent the spread of child sexual abuse material, while also conducting nationwide workshops for parents, teachers and children through its digital literacy partners. The appeal to all is for everyone to play an active role in protecting children online, with every suspicious activity encountered reported.
If you find yourself a victim of anything to do with cyberspace, the LIME department that handles your case is the Cyber Crime Department. However, it sits at headquarters of CID Nichibuli.
Brought to you by download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. Wendy Wanaori.
And now into sports. Fellowship of Christian Athletes has yet again engaged in its corporate social responsibility initiative of Christmas sharing outreach that has benefited hundreds at Nongo Village.
The festive period will not be the same for residents of Nongo Village in Kikamula Sub-County, Nakaseke District. This after a corporate social responsibility initiative by the Life Inspiration Sports Ministry Fellowship of Christian Athletes. This, through its Christmas sharing outreach, has gifted more than 100 people, including children, with goodies to enable a decent festive period. The Christmas gifts shared included sugar, rice, cooking oil and bars of soap, among others, while the children present were also given scholastic materials like pens and exercise books. For this latest expedition, the Life Inspirational Sports Ministry Fellowship of Christian Athletes partnered with Nongo Tosekera Munno Group. The day was graced by Nakaseke District Community Development Officer Dennis Batalingaya, who applauded the Life Inspirational Sports Ministry Fellowship of Christian Athletes and emphasized the need of sharing in order to spread love, joy and contentment. The Life Inspirational Sports Ministry Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a brainchild of Amon Biaruhanga and Sarah Nambawa, who is a former athlete that excelled for Uganda in triple jump and long jump.
First of all, Life Inspiration Sports Ministry, or FCA Uganda, started in 2014, just after the coming back of Sarah Nambawa, who was the national athlete when she came back from the United States of America and retiring from active athletics. Remember, she was a triple and long jump jumper. So when she came back, she decided we begin what we call the Life Inspiration Sports Ministry, which focuses on developing or inspiring athletes. That is fundamentally, psychologically, and spiritually. So out of that, that's how we found ourselves in Nakaseke. Also, we had to meet with people living with HIV. So we looked at their lives and decided we have to be working with them to improve on their lives, on their living.
After she retired from active athletics, this product of Undeja University and Middle Tennessee State University in the US ventured into such initiatives.
What moves me with my family, I was once helped because I've been an athlete for a long time. I've represented Uganda up to the international level. So due to that, I've went through very many hands. And me going through very many hands, this is the only way I say that I can be able to give back to the community, to give back to the people who are needy, like I was some time back. So when I give back to people, I know that makes God happy, because He's the one who gives us all these things, and when we share, that makes Him happy.
With help from fellow athletes Justin Baiga, Aba Lucy and Halima Nakai, and friends like Gift Lowry and Sarah Mokonyezi, Nambawa and the Life Inspirational Sports Ministry Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been able to reach thousands since inception in 2014.
I would love to encourage each one of us in this world or in this country of ours, Uganda, that be able to give, be able to help the person who needs help, because you never know. Sometimes we don't need to have a lot.
At all locations they go to, they've focused on public concerns like health, with investment in counseling, family planning, and blood tests. Sports ministry is also a key component that involves meeting athletes and coaches that are taken through the 3D training that emphasizes fundamentals, psychology and mind, and the heart.
And with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company. Now, on behalf of the team and myself, we wish you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The family of Mzee Erizefan Nabongo of Bukonte, Namutumba district, with deep sorrow announces the death of Mrs. Ruth Nabongo, beloved wife, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. The funeral service will be held at St. Stephen's Church of Uganda, Kisugu, Kampala, tomorrow, Friday, the 20th of December 2024 at 11 a.m., followed by another funeral service at St. Michael's Church of Uganda, Namutumba Town, on Saturday, the 21st of December 2024 at 11 a.m. Burial will be held at their ancestral home at Bukonte Village on Sunday, the 22nd of December 2024, starting with a funeral service at 10 a.m. Informed are Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, Bishop Patrick Wakula of Iganga Diocese, Honorable Justice Faith Mwonda, Honorable Justice Frederick Egonda Ntende, and Dr. Tom Tuma, relatives, friends, and in-laws. Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord. Henceforth, yes, says the Spirit, that they will rest from their labors, for their deeds will follow them, according to Revelations 14, verse 13. For any inquiries, please contact May her soul rest in eternal peace.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
I'm Major Francis Rugesera. I'm a legal officer for Engineering Brigade, and I double as the coordinator of MDA projects, ministries, departments, and agencies that we work around the country. Right now, we are in Rwoburunga Health Center. The commissioning is today by the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Tayebwa, and the Governor Bank of Uganda,